Wrestling is trash. Wrestling is trash.
Bam! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 145 of Wrestling is Trash. I am, of course, Lou from the BX, aka Dominican Louis Balboa, the podcaster's favorite podcaster. I'm a little tongue-tied. I'm getting used to my Invisalign braces that I got put in yesterday. You'll have to pardon my Frenchies. Again, I'm Lou from the BX, host of the Dominican, co-host of Wrestling is Trash, host of Everything Podcast. But of course, this is Wrestling is Trash, and it is the nonsensical podcast where we talk about the sport of professional wrestling, past, present, and possibly the future. Once again, it is Trash Tuesday, and we are here with you guys to talk all of the wrestles. You already know me. I got nothing else to say, so I'm going to pass it over.
What up, everyone? As always, Nick Anicelli. Glad to be here. Got some interesting news things and other things to be discussing today upon you, and the discussion at the end. I think we're gonna have a good time today, Lou.
Oh yes, sir. Yeah, we have it's funny because it seems to me like the news cycle lately is just kind of like the same shit over and over again. It's kind of like being recycled because we're in such a everyone's waiting for Wednesday, bro. Like Wednesday is it's not just AEW Dynamite. It's Warner Brothers is having this gigantic thing. They have their yearly conference, but like everyone's waiting for Wednesday to see what this information is that we're going to get about AEW and Warner Brothers. So it's kind of like, you know, there's little things going on here and there, but for the most part, like that's taking up the news cycle. And it's crazy. It's crazy because we gave our opinions about what we, you know, kind of think is going to happen next week. We're going to dive into that a little more on this episode. And aside from that, yeah, there's not too much going on, man. As far as me, everything's good with me. Like I said, I just life update. I'm wearing Invisalign braces, and it sucks. It fucking sucks. This is the second day, and I've had to wear this shit, and it sucks balls. For those of you who don't know how it works, they put little implants in your teeth, and the braces clip up and click into those and hold itself in place. So I have to wear them 22 hours a day. And when I eat, I take them off, obviously. But eating kind of sucks because I now have these protrusions sticking out of my teeth all around. And it's like I'm chewing, and that up there's chewing too. And it's like weird because I'm feeling food going in places usually it doesn't go. And I feel like it's everywhere. And now I have to take care to floss and do all this other shit when I put them back on. So the reason I say it's annoying is because, like, for instance, today at work, my first break's at 8 in the morning. It's a coffee break. It's 25 minutes. We have breakfast. I got to take them off, go eat, have my coffee, go to the bathroom a couple minutes before break ends, fucking brush my teeth again, and then put them back in after I clean them. Then at 11, when I go to lunch again, guess what? I gotta go get my case, take them off, rinse them, put them in the case, go eat my lunch, come back, brush my teeth again, fucking clean them. It's fucking annoying. It really is. And I have to do this for the next, I don't know how many fucking weeks. So
yeah, I growing up, I had like braces, like the normal braces, and yeah, I remember eating certain things, and it was just like a massive fucking pain in the ass. But when you get that $1 million smile in the end,
that's the goal. So I've always been
it.
self-conscious about my smile. You know, I didn't take care of my teeth when I was younger, and I ain't getting any younger now. So I figured, let's take care of this shit now. So that's my current situation as far as that goes. So, guys, if you hear any lisp, I might be, you might hear a little whistling every now and then. Forgive me. I apologize ahead of time. And as far as that goes, man, everything else is good. Everything else is good. College is going to be starting up soon again. Work's going good. Everything's going in the positive. I got a couple bitches in rotation that I'm kind of, we'll get into that later. But everything is going good. Thank the good Lord. So,
Yeah, no,
how have you
I
been,
ain't
my
got,
friend?
I ain't got a bitch in the world. Yeah, really ain't got a bitch in the world. Just work, work, work. Um, I'm a proud fan of one team because it's something they did, but I'm not trying to go down that alley for Lou. So doing
Nah,
pretty
it's
good
fine.
there.
You're fine,
That's
bro.
tomorrow as well. So I have an eventful Thursday. And then yeah, I really just work. I really ain't got a bitch in the world though. Can't really
Yeah.
complain.
You are more than welcome to enjoy the fruits of your labor, your team going to the Eastern Conference Finals. Of course, if you look on the screen, if you're watching this on YouTube, we have our names up there. My name says Trade Julius Randall, in case you're listening to the audio portion of this and not watching it, which you really should be watching on YouTube. It's very entertaining. They have very handsome faces, I must say. Yes, I'm wearing my Jalen Brunson shirt in the style of the Knicks logo. And I'm wearing this because after this episode of this podcast, all my Knicks gear is all going in mothballs into the fucking closet until October. I'm not wearing a fucking piece of Knicks merchandise until October. I'm done. I can't do this. It's too much pain. So we got eliminated. Congrats to the Heat. I, of course, live in Miami, so I had to deal with all these fucking Heat fans. So congrats to you guys. Congratulations. I should have been preparing for Game 7 last night. Instead, nothing. I had to watch the fucking Celtics.
Yeah, we'll do the job. We'll do the job. Doc Rivers got fired today. All these coaches.
Yo, that's some
getting
fucking crazy shit. Like, how do these coaches who get like 50 wins? I don't know how many wins
win
Philly had, but they
championships.
were the best team in the league, weren't they? Wasn't Philly like the number one or
of
number
them. They
two?
were one of them.
It was like Philly, Phoenix, Boston, the Bucks,
Yeah,
and Denver. Like, were like the top teams, or Memphis,
Yeah.
really, right? Memphis was one of those teams
Yeah.
too. And like,
Yeah.
all these people fucking they lose, and the next day they firing their coaches. Like, that's some crazy shit. You see that maybe like once in a while. Like, you'll see a good team fire their coach because shit's just not working out. But bro, the Bucks and fucking Philadelphia, and who was the other one that fired their coach? Was it Memphis?
Phoenix?
Oh, Phoenix. Phoenix is crazy. That's crazy,
I think,
bro.
right? I think Phoenix fired theirs.
Yeah. Monty Brown. I think that's his name.
Yeah,
Monty
and my
Brown.
thing is, I don't get how you fire him, especially because I get it. The team's been good, but no playoff success. But you just got KD like midway through the season. Like, give that dude a shot with a full season of Kevin Durant.
I don't know, bro. I feel like those
and they
coaches
lost to the Nuggets, and you can't. Like, yes, okay, you have all the superstars, but at the end of the day, the Nuggets were the number 1 seed for a reason.
Yeah. Like Doc Rivers, I don't want to say I get it, but
I get it.
He's like,
I do.
He's like 0-6 in Game 7s or some shit like that. Like, that can't happen.
I think it was like 6-10.
I saw something that said he was like 0 and I think he's 0-4 in Game 7s or 0-5, some shit like that. I saw it earlier today. I was gonna save it, but
probably.
That can't happen, bro. That can't happen. Like, I kind of see where, you can't have that, bro. You just can't.
Yeah, and I'm being honest here because I truly think the Celtics are going to lose Game 1 because of how good they did in Game 7. They won't repeat that. But I don't know if you saw the game or the highlights from Game 7, but pretty much in the second half, the Celtics killed them. Tatum had 51 points.
Yeah.
Like,
that shit's, I don't know, bro. I don't know what Philly does. That team, they have a good team on paper, but I feel like my thing is James Harden. That dude is a bum. He's a fucking bum. I felt like he's always been a bum, and he will always be a bum. I can't with that dude, bro. He just doesn't show up, bro. He does not show up for the playoffs. He doesn't do it. So,
yeah.
This is not a basketball podcast, ladies and gentlemen. This is Wrestling is Trash. So, without further ado,
let's get into the Wrestles.
Let us jump into the Wrestles here. So, our first piece of business, I literally just saw this, and I was talking with Nick on the pregame where he follows this person on Twitter, and I've never heard of this person before today, but I thought that this was an interesting piece of information, so we're going to talk about it. Known for his accurate WWE news updates, Prowrestling has reported that several names are almost confirmed for the Money in the Bank match in London. These include Damian Priest, LA Knight, Bobby Lashley, and Matt Riddle. Now, just right there, that is the shit. That's a good start right there. Okay. Usually Money in the Bank is like 6 people, I guess. 5 to 6 people or whatever. That's a good 4 to start with, bro. That's gonna be fire if that's the case. These talented wrestlers are expected to bring their A game to the London event, adding to the excitement and intensity of the match. While these participants seem to be on the verge of being locked in, other names are currently being discussed but have not been officially confirmed for the match. The wrestlers under consideration are Cody Rhodes, Gunther, Finn Balor, Chad Gable, and Edge. WWE fans, listen, I can't. The only one I kind of don't think should be in there, well, there's 2, and I'll get into it when this is over. WWE fans around the world are eagerly awaiting the final decision on these potential contenders. And interesting enough, Prowrestling has also shared that the WWE has not made a final call on whether the Money in the Bank match will be a 6-way or an 8-way showdown. This mysterious aspect has sparked speculation among fans and insiders alike. In a cryptic tweet, Prowrestling hinted that the United Kingdom is about to etch its name in the history books, raising curiosity and anticipation for the upcoming event. So, first things first, if they have an 8-way, that match is gonna be fucking bananas. Fucking bananas. An 8-way Money in the Bank ladder match, that's gonna be fucking crazy shit. I'm with that. I hope they do that. That's gonna be must-see TV. So what I was saying is that I know the go-to idea is to have Cody Rhodes in there and have Cody win, but I don't like I said, I think last episode, if it's Cody and he wins and he turns in the briefcase on Monday night and goes, listen, here it is, I'm cashing in my shot at SummerSlam or WrestleMania or whatever, then okay. But again, and I don't want to keep doing this shit where I repeat myself from the last episode. You cannot have Cody Rhodes running to the ring to cash in there's no fucking way you can do that. That's
But you know who
you can't do it. You just can't do it. This is last week's shit, so it doesn't matter. But you just can't do it.
But you know who, like, and we've said it on here before, and I think everyone's saying it on there, so people can't get mad at hearing. LA Knight with that briefcase would be fucking awesome.
That's okay.
Just walking around and holding it up and just going,
That's the thing. That Money in the Bank briefcase, that's built for a heel character. Like, that's the dude you want running out going, now it's my time. Like, that's what you do that shit with. LA Knight would be perfect in that. You can't have fucking Cody Rhodes, American Nightmare ass, coming out and all that pomp and circumstance trying to cash in on somebody. No, bro, you can't do it. You can't have it.
I definitely think.
Can you imagine though, if Gunther were to win that shit, and somebody has some grueling ass match, and then they hit fucking the Imperium music, and he just slowly walks out with a briefcase, just nice and slow. That shit, come on, man.
Well, yeah, because I saw a report today from one of the credible sites that internally Gunther is Raw's #1 heel.
Wow, already.
Because I don't know if you watched Raw last night, but they went Imperium heavy on this. They were everywhere.
Yeah, he was all over the show.
Yeah, even with the IC Battle Royal, they made it like kind of give a fuck, and they set up a bunch of storylines there. But Gunther was all over this show, which deservingly so. But did you see that old photo of him? It was like, what a transition. Yeah. That dude had like green hair at one point or something.
I think I just watched, I don't know if it was a clip or if I watched I think I was watching it on Daily Motion, like him and Ilya Dragunov, the first the bubble wrestling match they had. and he was huge, bro. Like he looked like a big giant fucking, I don't know. He just looked like a
Like, I
bear.
guess I never realized how big he was until you see how
Yeah.
big he was, kind of thing.
Yeah, because you look at him now.
Because now he looks insane.
Now he's just ripped.
And then the name floating around that you said in there that I like, honestly, is Edge. Reason being is because there's a storyline for him to be in it, right? Because the classic, I want one more title. He is the, friggin' the ultimate opportunist who's won money and won the first ever Money in the Bank. I don't see him winning, which I kind of like, right? Because usually when they do big shows like this, part-timers like him come around, which I love Edge. Yeah. Even as a part-timer, I love him. But they come around, start a feud, and they win, which I'm not always a big fan of. So it's like, hey, you get the big name and the big match who doesn't need to get the win, but can have a good storyline going in with it as well. So that's why I kind of like having Edge in there.
Yeah, did you see the promo thing that he posted a couple days ago on Twitter?
Yes, yeah, where people, and then everyone thought he was going to win the title, and a lot of people were for him.
So that's the thing with that. Like, I when I watched that, I was like, damn, how fucking, that would be pretty fucking cool for him to win, to be the first winner of that title, and then have a little, he don't have to hold that shit he can hold that shit for a month. It don't matter. And then have,
aka the summer Edge,
and then have Seth beat him for the title. But it's like a lot of people were like, it was like 50-50. Like Twitter was split on it because it was like, once they heard that promo, like it felt like the right thing to do. Like it just felt right. Like it felt like, okay, yeah, I like this. But then you're like,
but Seth's just been
it seems like it's just Seth's belt to win. Like it just seems like it's his belt. Like you can't.
And he had a good promo. About it.
It's all lined up for him, bro. Like, and people might be sick of Seth. I'm not, I know some people are, but dude, how can you not like root for that guy? He got so over as a heel that he just turned into a fucking face. I don't even really know what he is. I guess he's a baby face now.
I think he's I would assume he's listed as
and it's like,
because they sing his theme song for like 10 minutes.
For real. Like it's just he's done. It's not like he's getting stuff down our throats with like he wins every belt and he wins all these matches and all that, bro. He's taken so many L's. Like, I have no issues with him winning. When I saw that promo, I was just like, damn, fuck, that would be really cool to do. But then I don't know.
Because what I don't like is when you give Seth the belt, he runs with it. And what I mean by that, so he had the U.S. title, remember last year, but he didn't have a long reign. But if you go back to his first world title run, he had some great matches there until he got hurt.
Yeah.
Then my favorite run of his, personally, I love that IC title run he had in like 2018. If you remember that, he was having great matches. Yeah. The Universal reign he had when he beat Brock wasn't bad, but they were just doing bad storytelling with having like a lot of matches with Baron Corbin, and he was teaming with Becky, and then the whole Fiend bullshit in the end. Like that, I think if done right, and I think they know Seth is that workhorse, I think he's going to have some great matches. Like I could see that title being defended, not weekly, obviously, but I could see that like being defended on Raw.
Yeah, for sure. Did you see, you brought up Baron Corbin. Did you see what he was wearing last night when he came out to that Battle Royal? Bro, my man was wearing shorts and a tank top shirt. Like, that motherfucker has given up. It's over. He is done.
I'm one of them internet fans that saw the love he was getting in Paris.
Yeah.
And was like, I wouldn't mind seeing if they went somewhere with this. But if you saw on SmackDown, Cameron Grimes beat him in like 3 seconds, bro. Literally 3 seconds.
Which is cool. But like, I really would like heel Cameron Grimes on SmackDown because he's much better as a heel.
And I want true heel Corbin, like the lone wolf. Like I remember when he debuted, because the first time I saw Corbin was like the end of his NXT run. And then if you remember in WrestleMania 32, He won that Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. He came in. He had that good feud. I'm like, yo, this dude's like gonna be a champion, like a world champion. And it's nuts to think, because they've been and pretty much they've been behind him though the whole time. Like even when he was that stupid Constable Corbin and the GM and all that, like he was on TV a lot. He did Kurt Angle's last match in WWE, but he only, even the bullshit last year, he was in that feud with Drew McIntyre. As much as we didn't like it, still kind of spotlighted. He had the one with Pat McAfee, but it's like he's only had one single run. Remember, he was the U.S. champ in like 2017 for like 3 months or something. It wasn't long.
Right. And I honestly, I really like Baron Corbin, like Lone Wolf Baron Corbin in NXT. I thought his old music was the shit. His old music and his old entrance and shit, where they had the wolf thingy and then they had that thing on the ramp.
Yeah, with the red lights.
Yeah, I mean, his entrance was dope. He had a great look with the fucking, like, he had the fur on his jacket with the spikes, and he had the hair, and I thought he looked cool. And the End of Days was a cool finisher because I had never seen that finisher before. So I was like,
it's one of my I love his ring moves. The deep six, End of Days, and I think some other people might do it as well. But when like he does the slingshot out of the ring, comes in and then hits the clothesline, like I like his moves.
Yeah.
That's why I think if you got him back to that or reinvented him with the right character, he could be a world champion, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's just gonna be hard because they just
of what he's been through.
That whole bum ass Corbin thing was great. It was very comedic and he was totally into it and all that, but it's hard. A lot of people are clamoring for him to be the Lone Wolf again, but it's like you can't. I don't think you're gonna be able to. Like, he would have to disappear for like a year or something, and then
he'd have to disappear now and come back at the Rumble.
Yeah, like he'd for real. He'd have to like just vanish for like literally like a full year. And let his hair grow back out if he even can anymore. I don't know if he was kind of going bald and he cut it off. I don't know, but it's just I don't know because I think honestly the hair is a big part of his gimmick. I really do. I really feel like it is.
Mad random. Before I guess we dive into it more, but do you follow him on Instagram?
Nah.
So that dude's like a really good like cook.
Yeah, I've seen he does a lot of that.
He does like a lot of grilling, and I'm like, damn, like my man can cook, which makes sense because he eats a lot of steak and lean shit, and he leaned out a lot himself. And then one thing I wanted to add that I saw that Boozer posted, and I saw it somewhere else, that a big name in WWE signed a new contract. Now that I'm not assuming that's a Drew thing, but I don't know if you've heard any other speculations of people.
Yeah, I haven't heard. The thing with Drew is weird because I'm hearing like different things about his contract. I know last week you said he's in through 2024. I don't think he's leaving, bro. I like, why would he leave? Like, I mean, yeah, you know, AEW is there or whatever, but if he goes over there, he's not gonna main event. Like, he's just not. He's gonna get in that shuffle. They have too many people, bro. They have too many main event caliber people already over there, bro. Like, even like Adam Cole. Yeah, he's involved right now with this Jericho shit and whatever, but like, that's another dude who should be world champion one day. Jay White should be champion one day. Ricky Starks should be champion one day. MJF should be champion one day. Even Jungle Boy. Like, I'm not the biggest Jungle Boy fan, but that guy's worked his ass off. And if they wanted to give him like a run, I could see it. You know what I mean? They have just so many people in line for that position that it's like, if Drew goes over there, like, I mean,
and in my opinion, to credit AEW, they're doing very well because I get why they did it more in the beginning, but they're not relying on WWE talent anymore to run like with the program. And I'm not even including Adam Cole in that because technically Adam Cole is ever just NXT. It's just NXT is popular with like the IWC and obviously which is the AEW audience as well. But it's not like they got Adam Cole from Raw or SmackDown who's been on Mania. He's done like a takeover. Well, takeovers, I should say. But you know what I mean? So it's like they're doing good. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I just don't. And you look at certain people and you can just like he is just a WWE guy.
Like he looks like he belongs there.
His style, his promos, like everything.
I love Drew McIntyre. I think he's awesome, and he should just stay and just. I mean, I'd like to see him get another run. That he's one of the guys that I would really like, because it kind of sucked that his run happened in the bubble, because he didn't get those crowd reactions that he should have gotten. Like that whole Thunderdome shit was just a weird time. That shit was almost like a fever dream, bro. When I look back now at highlights from like Thunderdome shit, like the one I see a lot is when Roman throws Dominic. He throws Dominic out of the ring and shit. When I go back and I see those, I'm like, wow, bro, like that shit, we fucking lived through like almost a year of like that Thunderdome weird fucking shit. It was so weird.
Remember when it was just, like the first, I think it was like the first 2 months, it was just the PC silence with nothing. Then eventually they kind of followed what AEW did, which is smart. They had their own talent as fans. So WWE brought the NXT talent.
Yeah, then after a while they mixed in like Thunderdome with live fans in the front row and like Thunderdome in the back, and then it changed.
I actually got to be one of the Thunderdome people before.
I applied like 6 times and they never fucking gave me the follow-up email.
I got it for SmackDown and for Hell in a Cell.
No shit.
I got it. Yeah. It was
but
cool.
What was that like? Like, what are you're just
kind of watching through that. Like, it's nothing mind-blowing, but like, and I didn't see my face. In reality, my face could not even have been there. Like, you know what I mean? They could have just said it, but no, it was cool because you got an email and you had to like log in before and stuff. It was pretty cool.
I tried like I think 3 times, and I was like waiting for the email to pop up so I could like try to get on, and I never got the follow up.
Yeah,
but
and then
if we're all moved on here with Boozer Wrestling, who I guess I have to follow now because this guy's apparently he knows shit. CM Punk has been in the news lately because it seems like he wants to. By the way, I saw earlier today that any day now his return is going to be announced. Like any day, like within the next.
I want to be shocked.
It said the next couple of days. So I'm telling you, Wednesday, I smell an emergency podcast. I'm just saying. Well, CM Punk is wanting to do a feud with Samoa Joe on his return to AEW. Apparently, he doesn't want to work with Jericho. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on there.
This is because that seems to me like the perfect kind of, ease him back into the company. But really, man, if we're talking about CM Punk coming back, like I don't understand the Samoa Joe thing. Samoa Joe's in Ring of Honor. If they're gonna have fucking Ring of Honor talent, they need to stay on Ring of Honor, dude. Like this whole guys going back and forth shit, like it's you have to start. Ring of Honor has to be its own thing. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. Mm-hmm. I fucking love the new Ring of Honor. I love it. It's just match after match after match after match without the bullshit. I love it, bro. It's awesome. Athena's out there every week kicking somebody's ass. It's not squash matches, it's actual matches. They bring in not unknown people, but they bring in like indie people and they have them go in there. The Renegade Twins are getting a lot of burn on ROH. It's a great show if you just love watching wrestling match after wrestling match. So I don't get how he would do something with Joe unless he's going to go to Ring of Honor, which I don't think CM Punk is going to be doing Ring of Honor shit. So I don't understand it. I mean, I understand it from the point of he likes and respects Joe, and he will probably get a really good program out of Joe. I mean, not probably. He would get a great program out of Joe.
The promos would be great.
The promos would be astronomical. So I can understand why, but like Joe is a fucking Ring of Honor talent. Like Joe hasn't been on AEW in months. I haven't seen him since the Wardlow shit.
Joe's been on too much of a role too. That because I like to gamble. I would put my life savings on CM Punk's gonna win his return match.
No.
And I don't want Joe to be the guy to lose.
Exactly.
And then did you see CM Punk's Instagram story the other day? He was working
I
out
saw
to Joe's music.
I saw it, but the audio, like, you know, the Twitter, unless you click on it, it doesn't play the audio. So I saw it and I thought it was just a picture, and then it started playing, and I was like, I'm not even gonna click on this. Like, I didn't even click on the video to hear what he was saying. I saw he started talking, and I was like, I'm not even gonna click on it.
Yeah, Samoa Joe music was playing in the background,
Really?
like his old theme. Yeah, his old theme.
What,
Yeah,
like the WWE one or like older?
No, like Ring of Honor.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So granted, Punk's one of them that plays into the internet crowd. He does. So that could easily be that. But I don't know. I remember in WWE when him and Jericho and Punk feuded, it was good. So this is where like I credit AEW. AEW is gonna let them say and do more. So if it was good then, I imagine it can be good now.
Yeah, some more.
I wonder if they would go the. I wonder if they'd go the route they would. Do you remember back then? I think Jericho was the one who said it, and it got approved, and then like last second it got squashed. During that feud, Jericho was gonna actually tattoo.
Oh my God.
CM Punk like in the ring.
Jesus.
And it was approved by Vince and everything, and then at a last second thing, I think Vince was like, I don't think we should do this because Punk was in. I don't know what it was gonna be exactly. Maybe Y2J tattooed on him or something like that.
I'm not letting fuck you. You're not doing that shit to me.
But I wouldn't. I'm not saying they're 100% going to do it, but I would not be surprised if that was at least a subject of conversation if they feud. Because you got to think it.
What would be okay? Let me ask you something. Because I've been having this ever since I've gone to that live show. I've had some kind of stupid, weird fantasy in my head that, like, what if I decided to become a pro wrestler? Like, I'm so mad that I didn't discover this place earlier. Because if this would have been 10 years ago, I swear to God, I would have fucking went to the school. I would have found out how much the school was and at least tried it. I would have at least gone to try to see what I can do. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm like in my head, like, oh man, how it would have been or whatever. But that's just how my stupid brain works. But my question to you is, what wouldn't you do? Like, as far as, you know, because you light tubes and fucking blading and all this crazy shit that these motherfuckers end up doing nowadays. What?
So we're past the point where I'm trained, right?
Yeah, you're trained. You're a wrestler. Okay. You got your moveset, your character, and you're.
I wouldn't do any of that death match shit, honestly.
I'd be terrified of that shit.
Like with the light tubes. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I would, if I know I'm trained and you see it happen often, granted it still hurts like a bitch, but I would do like your typical, like I would do what they do. I guess like I would attempt to take a chair shot, even though that probably hurts like a bitch. So you know what I mean?
It's funny because we used to, I used to work at the supermarket when I first started working here. Like most of my friends did, and we all used to watch, you know, Raw and SmackDown and shit and WCW. So we all loved wrestling. And I used to work in the produce department. Now the produce department, we used to have these rolling racks that you put these trays into. Most of them were plastic, but some of them were like not aluminum, but they kind of were, but not really, because they were pretty hard. But they would bend easily. Like, it's kind of hard to explain. It wasn't like aluminum where you crumble it, but it was like, you know, it was bendable.
Yeah.
And that's where we'd put, you know, fruit and shit that we cut or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So we used to do dumb shit back then. Like, we used to take banana boxes and when they were emptied, and we'd stack them up like a wall, and we put them on a pallet, and we fucking throw, you know, we'd have like a hardcore match in the back. So we'd hang like belts from the sprinkler, and we throw people through the fucking wall of boxes. And my friend Rick, like Rick used to love selling. Like, Rick used to love to sell. Like, his thing was like, you would hit him and he'd be like, oh, and he would like be walking through the fucking back room like all fucked up, and the next person would hit him with something. The next person he would love to sell. So we used to hit each other in the head with those fucking aluminum trays. And I swear to God, I don't know if I have brain damage now from that. I don't think I do. But that shit didn't hurt at all. Like, it didn't hurt at all. And we used to hit each other with them shits. And they would fucking fold over, like when you hit somebody with it. And dude, this shit didn't hurt. Like, and we didn't even know enough to put the hand up. We were like stick our head out to take the shot. So
one thing
again,
I
I'm
think,
not saying a chair is the same thing, but if I was wrestling, bro, I'd take chair shots. I know you're safe with me and I'm safe with you. I would do chair shots, dives. I guess I would do top rope shit if I'm able to do that kind of shit. Obviously,
so top
um,
rope though, one thing I wouldn't, I would do it, but I think I'd be timid as fuck. Is like a falling off the ladder kind of thing. Not like through a table. You know how like sometimes they just get knocked off the ladder. Like you
yeah.
land on your foot the wrong way, like your ACLs.
That's one thing for me that I worried about, like, because like I always worry like when they fall off of that ladder shit, how they fall, because usually they'll take like a back bump or something, but some of these motherfuckers who land on their feet, like, I don't know, bro, that shit's type scary. But nah, I'm with you, bro. I'm not doing light tubes. You can go fuck your mother. You're not breaking a light tube over my face. You're not sticking a light tube in my forehead to fucking blade me. You're not
I'm
doing
not
that
getting a
shit.
pizza cutter across my
You're
head.
not pizza cutting me across the face. You're not doing that shit. No. That shit don't work for me, brother. Yeah, I don't think I would do any of that hardcore shit. Like, again, I've said before, I watch GCW, but I don't watch it live. I watch it after it airs so that I know no one died.
Yeah,
Because when I'm watching that shit live, dude, I don't know, bro. I just
I just
imagine
can't
a
get
shard
into
of
it in
glass
general.
going
Like
into
I've
a carotid artery and you just bleeding uncontrolled. I can't, bro. I can't deal with that shit. I just can't.
Yeah,
So no,
it's
I wouldn't do
nuts
that.
too because it's funny because wasn't like Chelsea Green doing shit in GCW right before she came to WWE
Yeah.
again?
Yeah, man. She's crazy. So she went from
Yeah,
GCW to Impact and then from Impact to
to WWE.
WWE. So luckily she was not doing that nutty shit in Impact, because in GCW, it's all anything goes over there.
I gotta
Anything
give
goes.
her weekly praise. I don't know why, man. I'm just a big fan of her.
Where's she at? She's right there. There's Chelsea
Like,
right there.
yeah, like look wise, 100% a fan. Obviously, she's very pretty, but like I don't know if just something about that character and her, I like.
Yeah, she's great. She's great, man. Chelsea Green is awesome.
Hey, congrats to her and Matt. I saw on Twitter their cat went missing, and
Yeah,
they found it, and you could tell he recorded a video, and he was like genuinely emotional about
yeah,
that. And I know I'd be the same way with my dog, so
yeah. Hell
it's
yeah.
like, you know what I mean. So I'm happy for them on that regard.
Yeah, that's cool. He's actually, Matt Cardona right now is beefing with, of all people, Craig Carton, which I don't even know if you know who that is, but Craig Carton
Maybe.
used to. So Craig Carton. So obviously sports radio. I listen to WFAN. I'm from New York, for those who don't know. So I listen to WFAN and ESPN New York. So WFAN has they used to have a show called Boomer and Carton, which is Boomer Esiason and this guy Craig Carton used to be on the show together. They had the morning show, very popular. It was from 6 to 10. It was the morning sports radio show. And then he lost his job because he was supposedly running, allegedly, some type of Ponzi scheme, and he embezzled all this money from the sports memorabilia shit. He went to jail. He got fired. And dude, like after COVID, I noticed that he started running his own channel after he got out of jail. And then all of a sudden he's just back at WFAN. Now he's doing a show with another guy. It's Carton and Craig. And I think they're on like at noon or something. I don't know the exact time. I catch it on YouTube every once in a while. But it's like he's just back. So that's who that is. And apparently him and Matt Cardona are beefing on Twitter. This guy's calling him Craig Carton is calling him what do you call him? A flunky, a WWE flunky. You can't get hired anywhere real. You suck. Blah blah blah. And Matt Cardona's like, oh yeah, well, let me come on your show. I won't. No physicality. Let me just come and debate you. Blah blah blah. So we'll see where
Do you
that
think
shit
it's
goes.
inevitable he eventually returns to WWE?
I mean, I think you should. I don't know
Yeah.
about the Zack Ryder thing because
No, as Matt Cardona.
that character kind of sucks, to be honest with you. I mean, he did what he could with it, but they were never going to seriously push that character into anything real. That's just the way Vince saw him, I guess, or whatever. I'd like to see him come in as Matt Cardona.
Yeah,
I think he should. And I think Triple H would do that, because really, I don't really think there's that big of value in Zack Ryder where you gotta bring him back as Zack Ryder. Like,
yeah, like
I think at
Cody
this point,
Cody left as Stardust.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point everyone knows who he is, bro. Like he's done his shit out there. Like if you know wrestling, you know who he is. So he can come in with his own name and
there are probably younger wrestling fans out there that know Matt Cardona and not Zack Ryder.
Yeah. The only thing maybe is the branding, you know. He wants to own his own name and shit. So maybe he would come back as Zack Ryder and just, you know, he'll be Matt Cardona, but his name will be Zack Ryder. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But speaking of real, because you said real earlier.
Yeah.
Cowboy Bob Orton gives a health update on his son, Randy Orton. He quotes saying, I don't know if he feels like going back. If he feels like going back or if he feels like he's ready to go back. I think he might. Then again, he's pretty well taken care of. I don't think he needs to. I think the doctors have told him not to. So, reading that and seeing it, because Cowboy Bob Orton's obviously older. He's not going to be out there spreading gossip or drama. Like, you know what I mean? He stays out of the headlines. He's obviously a huge supporter of his son. We've seen that in the past when they were on TV together. It is crazy. We're definitely coming to the end of Randy Orton, which is like crazy, because a year or two ago, I really thought he was going to somehow beat Ric Flair's record. Like, he would actually be the one. But I don't think he's done. I don't think he'll go out like that. Randy doesn't deserve to go out the way he did. You know, like RK Bro, all that was cool, but like, whether it's a one match thing or a trilogy of matches with someone, or, you know, I know I keep saying like a summer of whoever, but like a summer of Randy where he's just there going off. But I guess my question for you is, if this is the end of Randy Orton, whether it is a one match or a two, who do you want to see his last match against?
Oh, Edge. For some reason, I think Edge, like immediately Edge. Like, I think that would be a good swan song for him in his career.
Would you be opposed if it was John Cena?
No, that would work too. That'd be cool.
I kind of don't want Randy to do the whole put over the new guy thing.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see these guys like actually win their last match.
Well,
I still have that bad taste.
Or lose to an Edge or someone. You know what I mean? Kind of like what Kurt Angle said, like with Baron Corbin, bringing him back into it. Like, he didn't mind doing it, but like, he's like, I wish John Cena would have been my last match.
Yeah,
or,
and that made sense.
Let it, or even for Randy Orton, it could always be Rey Mysterio. They're very, very good friends. Like, let him go out to someone like that. Even if it's a loss, just let him, like, he shouldn't be putting over, I don't know who, like a Bronson.
Matt Riddle.
Like, or someone like, or even Riddle, which I could see Randy doing that because of how close apparently him and Riddle got, but maybe they have a match. I'm not opposed to that, but I guess Riddle might be the only newer person I'd be kind of okay with, but I want it to be like a quote-unquote legend, or technically Hall of Famer. Cena's the only legend.
Get Ric Flair in there, bro. Ric Flair.
Yeah.
There you go. Perfect name. I think as far as Riddle, let me just touch on Riddle real quick. I think the biggest rub Randy Orton could give Riddle is to never RKO that man. Like, let that be the only guy that Randy didn't like, because you know Randy's done it to all his friends. He's RKO'd every single one of the people who he's ever been cool with. At one point or another, he's betrayed them and he's hit them with the RKO. And you've seen before, like when they were together, that Randy would be looking at him like he wanted to do it, and he even grabbed him a couple times and he let him go. And Riddle was like, "Oh, bro, you didn't do it." Like, I think that's be the biggest way to put Riddle over, is to maybe do that like one more time. Like, maybe Randy's giving his retirement speech. I can't believe I'm even thinking Randy Orton doing a retirement speech, bro. What a crazy fucking... It's so crazy. I've been watching for so long that you've seen a guy's entire career. Just maybe he's doing a speech, and then at the end, a couple people come out and hug him, and Riddle comes out, gives him a hug, and he goes to give it to him, but he doesn't, and then they hug. That would be like, for me, that would be the biggest put over for Matt Riddle. But it's funny. I like Randy Orton, but I never realized how popular he was. Like, I have this kid at my job. This kid at my job is like 22, and he fucking loves Randy Orton. He don't even watch wrestling like that. Like, he doesn't really talk about wrestling too much. The only reason I know he likes Randy Orton is because one day he was singing. He was like, I hear voices, and I turned around like, what the fuck? Why are you singing that song? And he was like, oh, that Randy Orton, boy. That Randy Orton ain't no joke, man. I love me some Randy Orton, bro. Randy Orton is a shit. And he'll be fucking in the aisle doing shit like this. And I'm like, damn, Randy Orton is like, that's one of those dudes that transcends, like, you know what I mean? Just wrestling. Like, he's super popular.
The things that got Randy Orton popular, besides like the younger people growing up, to include myself, like growing up watching him, is remember in 2015, the RKO out of nowhere videos were everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
I think he got and then I've seen so many TikToks and like Instagram reels of like a guy talking to a girl, and then it's the Randy Orton, Stacy Keibler RKO.
Yeah.
Like, because then it brings me back. I saw a tweet this chick posted on Twitter the other day. She said, you men are bitches. Randy would have RKO'd Rio a long time ago.
For real. Yeah, it's true. That shit's true. That's one of my favorite things.
Remember the pop he got at the Rumble when he RKO'd Nia Jax?
That shit was great. And the thing about that too was that I've seen him before talk about like the little things, like that's his thing, like doing the little things in the ring to get the shit over. And the way he hits her with that fucking arc, the way he sits up and he just looks to the side, like, the look on his face when he did that shit, he wasn't like laughing, he wasn't like talking shit to Nia Jax. He just had a look on his face like he's like, yep, I just did that shit. I just fucking RKO'd this bitch. Like, that shit was perfect. Yeah, those videos, I remember when they were doing those videos where it was like the Photoshop where like people, like they show like a penguin walking and it falls, and somebody photoshops like the Randy, like the stop motion 3, like it's like he's standing, he's doing it, and then he's in the pose. Like, I remember that, like, and it was like 2015, 2016, where like everybody was doing those videos.
Those were great, in my opinion.
Yeah, everybody was doing those videos. There were some like and then they started putting like the Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross.
Watch out.
Yeah, they put I'm gonna go after this show. I'm gonna go fucking look some of them shits up, man, because those shits were hilarious. But yeah, man, I hope the best for Randy Orton, bro. I really do. I'd like to, I was listening to another podcast and they were saying like, because it was Cowboy Bob Orton saying this, that maybe it's like kayfabe, maybe he's getting ready to come back, because he's been training and shit, Yeah. But I hope that's the case, because I'd hate to see him like. And I was reading something where he was saying that he wishes Randy Orton wishes that he came up with a different finishing maneuver where he wasn't taking, bumps on the back and on the neck for like 20 years. Like, he kind of regrets getting the RKO over, because after hitting so many thousands of those, he's like kind of fucked up his neck. So
yeah,
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
And that's the thing. One thing I'll give credit to Randy, like in this, is I don't know if it's because he's one of the older ones. He's not big on social media, but like, you don't see him when he's gone, whether it's for a movie or he's just taking part-time off or this, like injury. He's like, he keeps to himself.
He spends a lot of time with his wife and kid.
Well,
I respect the shit out of that. He when you do see him on social media, it's like
praising his family.
I saw a video where his daughter RKO'd him on the bed and shit. Like, he picked up his daughter and she gave him the fucking RKO like on the bed, which is like, whenever I see anything about him on social media, it's like him with his wife or his kid. So
it's crazy, because I've watched like few older, like not older, but some of the documentaries like WWE put out on like how he's very verbal about like how he was like just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like he said they did the Do you remember it's like WWE rivalries? And they interviewed old rivalries, and they did Taker and Orton. And it was in 05, and like Randy was like, he got too hammered and didn't show up to the walkthrough of the match with Taker, and he's like, looking back, like I showed a match walkthrough with my father, Undertaker, and like someone else. Yeah. He's like, I should not still be here.
Yeah, he's done his shit. The guy was a young guy, a young, good-looking guy, and a star athlete. And I know that one story is that, you're getting all this money, you're getting all this fame and this fan, worship. I know that one story that I remember hearing about him where one of the referees was being introduced to a bunch of the wrestlers as like a new referee, and Randy decided to like introduce himself to this guy, but he had like his tights on and he took his dick out, and he just had his dick out, and he goes up to the guy. He's like, "Hey man, what's up, bro?" Randy. And he goes to shake his hand, and the dude's looking at him like, "I'm not fucking, the fuck is this? Like, I'm not shaking your hand." And Randy's like, "Oh, what are you trying to what did he say? You trying to highball me, or you trying to whatever?" And it's like, bro, put your fucking dick in your pants. You know what I mean?
And then the shit with Kofi Kingston.
Yeah, what happened with? Oh yeah. Well,
when he called him stupid in the ring, when Kofi, not saying Kofi was on his way to winning the world title or anything, he could have. You never know. But when he was kind of on that big popularized, and then all of a sudden that happened.
I've seen plenty of shit with Randy, like when he was younger, do shit like that. Like I saw, one thing with me that sticks is when he had this match with Ken Anderson, and Ken Anderson gave him a backdrop. The backdrop looked fine. It looked totally fine to me. I'm obviously not the one taking the backdrop, so I don't know how it felt. But I was watching Ken Anderson tell the story, and he was saying how because what happened is that he gave him this backdrop. Randy didn't like it, and then he tried to show him up on camera, and then when they went in the back, he just fucking bitched to Vince about the move and whatever. And that was basically almost like towards the end of Ken's push. Kennedy. So when you watched, because you can go see the footage of it, of the match, when he hits the backdrop, Randy like takes it, and then he gets up and he goes like this. And after hearing the story, and I watched that back, I'm like, oh, what a dick. Like he literally like did that so that he can go back and be like, right there, you see when he fucking. And I was just like, man, what a little asshole. But obviously this was like fucking years 12, ago, like 15 like years ago, maybe. Yeah, so it's like, dude, everybody does dumb shit when they're young, man. And at some point you have to,
as he got older. So my favorite Randy Orton like era of them all, I was a big fan of the Legend Killer like in 04, like when he started that, but I would say where I really got honed in on Randy, like I've always loved his artwork, like character-wise and everything like that. I would say since like 2015, 16 on though, I think he's just been on a roll. Yeah. Like I love that feud. Remember with Jeff Hardy and Hell in a Cell when he twisted his earlobes? Yeah. And I don't know, when Randy's fucking locked in, man, I don't think there's many better, to be honest.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's fucking
Remember
awesome.
when he fucking hemmed up Angel Garza in the Performance Center during the match? He grabbed him.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. When he's locked in, he's locked in.
I think Randy, when he shaved his head Kiwi style, I think that was a big move, because he used to have that little. He kind of has a big head, so when he always had like that crew cut, I always thought he kind of looked like a boy. Now once he like kind of did the Kiwi thing where he kind of just shaved but left like that, just that hair. Stubble. I think it just that subtle little thing. He just kind of morphed him and shit, his character.
Well, remember, he had that feud in 09, I think it was, with Triple H when he kissed Stephanie in the ring, and that's when he brought out the punt. I think
he started punting people and shit. Then he punt John Cena's pops. That was fucking great. That was great. That was fucking punted awesome.
Vince McMahon.
Yeah. Oh, everybody did shit to Vince. Shit, everybody got a piece of that, kicking his ass.
Yeah, but
shout out to Randy Orton, man. I hope we see him again on TV.
In general.
Yeah, man. I hope we get to see some more of him in the ring, man, because that'd be a shame for him to. Yeah. And it's weird because like he just gone. Like I didn't notice like when he got hurt or something. I don't know if it was like nagging injuries, and then all of a sudden he just was like, "Yo, I gotta take time off," because like he didn't get hurt, quote unquote.
Oh, sorry, go.
No, I'm just saying, like we've been watching Raw like during the whole RK Bro run, and then all of a sudden it was just like, remember he was just gone for a few weeks, and we were like, "What the fuck? Where's Randy Orton? Like, what's going on with this?"
If you remember last summer and SummerSlam, it was supposed to be Randy and Roman. Remember they were going that way because then Riddle lost that match, and then Randy had to get the surgery. So in typical WWE fashion, break out the glass. Here comes Brock, and then so because that's one match you and I have both said we wanted during this Roman thing. We haven't gotten Roman and Randy.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the way Randy go. Would you mind if maybe that's the fucked up way Randy went out as like a victim of Roman?
I just don't want to see Randy losing his farewell match. Like,
he's one of the few that shouldn't.
Yeah, like, nah, bro. Like, he should, nah. I
Who
don't want to
has
see him
won
losing.
their farewell? Like, actual, like, before they come out of retirement or...
I'm trying to think of, like, who...
Well, Edge did before he came back. He won that. He retained the title against Del Rio.
Yeah, and then
in his 24, he said, not many people can say they left WrestleMania the World Heavyweight Champion and got to retire.
Yeah.
When Trish Stratus retired, she did too. She won the title from Lita, and then she retired as champion. I can't think of
Trish Stratus, bro. Shout out to Trish Stratus.
Her and Becky now.
She's out here killing
I'm excited for it.
She is out here killing shit. She looks like $1 million.
I'm happy they're doing the match now because remember the reports where they wanted it to go at SummerSlam.
Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna end like at Night of Champions. I'm pretty sure Becky's gonna lose the first match because they're not done. That's gonna go for a little longer. Like, there's no way they do one match and blow it off. Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way, my boy. So
the easiest way they could do it, in my opinion, is Trish wins, she goes away, Becky goes in Money in the Bank, Trish comes out, costs her the match, and then the next pay-per-view is SummerSlam. End it there.
Yeah, there you go.
And that's fine with me.
Sounds good to me.
But our last bit of WWE news before we move on with our last little bit of AEW stuff in general is per wrestling news. WWE stars are expected to get new songs with new artists within the next 3 months. New show graphics are also on the horizon. And Down Straight, is that how you say it? The people who sing Cody's song and the Miz's, they hinted that it could be them. So I'm cool with new music, whatever. Except I saw one report where one person said one person expected to get a new one that I did not fuck with. And this person's not that credible, to be fair. I forgot who it was. That's how it was Kevin Owens.
Okay, that's what I saw.
Don't fuck with Kevin Owens' theme.
They said that they were going to put lyrics. They were going to do a remix version of his song and put lyrics in. He don't need no fucking lyrics in that song, bro.
Because I truly believe sometimes the song can make the star. My perfect example of that is Johnny Gargano when you took away Rebel Heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because some need to keep their shit.
Man, I know that the CFOs broke up or whatever, but can't they hire one of those motherfuckers to just like get another partner or something and create? Because goddamn, bro, those guys came up with so many good songs. Like almost all of those NXT songs were all bangers. Like I can't really think of one that I don't like.
Samoa Joe's was like the go-to.
Samoa Joe's is like one of the greatest fucking themes ever of all time.
I wish you could have taken that with them.
Yeah, bro, the glorious Bobby Roode, Tommaso Ciampa's theme, Rebel Heart, bro.
Shinsuke's theme, I believe, right?
The Revival's theme. I wasn't the biggest fan of the Revival's theme at first, and that shit grew on me. It super grew on me. Especially like the way it starts. Say yeah.
Speaking of Revival and old NXT tag teams, and I don't remember if they had a theme, but everyone keeps saying there's going to be a old DIY whatever reunion.
Yeah.
After Night of Champions. Are you with it?
I think last week on Raw when they showed all of them back there, because it's basically the way was all back there.
Yeah.
It was
Besides Theory,
Dexter, Indy, Candice, and Johnny were back there, and they said we're I think he said something like we're almost all here, or it was something to the vein of like one is missing, like, you know what I mean? I don't remember exactly what he said, but Johnny said something about like either one's missing or one's almost here or something like that. And I guess they might have been referencing Tommaso, but they should have been referencing Theory because technically he was the one in that group, but you know, whatever. He's on SmackDown, so
I'm cool with that reunion though.
Yeah, they need to have them in the tag team run. Like that would be they low key, bro. WWE's rebuilding their tag team. They're building their tag team division back up real low key, quiet too. Like they're building it back up.
I think they just got to figure out what to do with these titles.
Yeah. Once I think that's in the stage that they're doing right now, actually. They're figuring that shit out. They're building up the tag team division. They're getting more teams in. And then once they figure out who's going to be next, they'll just go.
Because who do they have right now? We'll include Gargano and Ciampa because that seems inevitable.
Yeah, we have the
Ricochet and Braun.
We have Ricochet and Braun. We had a Street Profits. We got Alpha Academy. We got KO and Sammy. We got Indusher. Indusher's in here now.
Usos.
There was the Usos.
Maximum Male Models.
Yeah.
Even though they're going to be jobber ones, but they're still.
I mean, listen, that right there is a lot of teams. So I'm missing.
And you're still missing the Viking Raiders, the OC.
Yeah, you got the Viking Raiders, the OC are back. RK Bro, you know, whether or not they come back together, I don't know. Possible DIY reunion incoming. Like they've got a lot of people. They got a lot of teams. They could do shit with it. You know what I mean? That in itself is already a division. So they just got to figure out what to do with these titles. And once they get them off of these two, we'll see.
But still, with the amount of teams they have, do you think they should just do one set or two sets?
Yeah, I'm a fan of just having one set of championships across the entire company.
Mm-hmm.
One tag team champion, one women's tag, one heavyweight champion who is the champion of the fucking company, and they go from show to show. Those are the only people who should be going show to show.
Yeah.
That's how I would like it, you know, having a champion for here and a champion for over there. Like, you can have separate shows. Like, I don't mind having, you know, you got your SmackDown roster and your Raw roster, but your champions these are the champions of the company, and they represent the company, and they go to Raw, they go to SmackDown, they go wherever, and they defend or don't defend on, you know, whatever platform they choose. That's what
Did you see that graphic of the women someone made? And it had Bianca Belair as the WWE Women's Champion, and the belt was designed after like the WWE title, kind of like what we reference on here. Then they made a Women's World Heavyweight Champion or whatever for Rhea, and then the other one, which was interesting, the name they went with wouldn't be what it's called, but it was the Women's Intercontinental Champion, and it was Dakota Kai.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
I definitely think they're going to go the WWE Women's route and the World Women's title route. I definitely think that's going to be the name. And I bet you, as much as we're bitching about it, I don't know how they do this, because you know they don't want to do the swap. As much as it's easy to go to, they got terrible feedback. Like, you know, when you're doing, like, in wrestling, I feel like, you know when something's not hitting with, like, everyone or just certain people. They know. They have to know, I should say. Not saying they do. They should know damn well no one was a fan of that swap thing. Because I felt if that's the case, they would have done it by now.
They weren't even down with that swap. Charlotte threw that shit on the floor. Like, she threw that belt right on the fucking ground. It's like this is the stupidest shit ever. How are we swapping belts?
I don't know what they're gonna do still, because I can't think of a way to do it. Because
the easiest solution is what Rob said. Drop the fucking SmackDown and the Raw from the names. That's the women's world title. That's the women's heavyweight title, or whatever you want to call it. Maybe you don't want to call it heavyweight. Women's world title.
You think they're making
WWE.
new women's belts, and that's why they haven't done it yet?
The what? Or maybe they're redoing belts, you said?
Yeah, do you think that could be the case?
That could be. I mean, maybe they're doing new versions, which they honestly should, because if you're gonna change the name, if you're gonna drop the Raw and SmackDown, there's no reason to have one red and one blue. So you kind of need to redesign them.
So would you like it? Like how would you take it if Triple H and Bianca Belair are in the ring, and Triple H gives Bianca Belair the WWE Women's title, and Rhea, say it's the three of them all there, it like gives them their respective titles, fan or no fan, like something like that.
It would be, for me, it would be better to do theirs on their respective shows. I know you're trying to get away from that, but it would establish that this person is a champion here, and then this person is a champion over there. Because right now, like, they just had a draft, and Rhea Ripley's on fucking Raw, and Bianca's still showing up on SmackDown, and it's like, I don't fucking understand.
Well,
I don't
Bianca
understand.
is drafted this, yeah, because Bianca's drafted to SmackDown, and Rhea's drafted to Raw.
But she has the Raw belt.
Yeah, the titles are what's fucked. Yeah.
So this is what I like. This is fucking stupid. Like, I just drop the fucking names already.
Yeah.
Or I mean,
just do it.
Hopefully they're working on new titles, and maybe that's what's the holdup, is the final, approval of the design or whatever, or maybe they're waiting for a specific show. But yeah, it's very fucking confusing.
Imagine if one day Triple H just actually tweeted, "Hey man, chill out with these fucking titles. Something's coming."
He should. He's very good at doing the reveal thing, because when he revealed that Cruiserweight Classic belt, man, that clip, I've watched that clip like 1,000 times.
That was a nice belt, even with it being like purple and
I liked it a lot. Belt. It was the purple was weird, but the belt itself was dope. And
did you like it when they made it black?
Dope. I think they made it black when they merged it with the. Didn't they merge that belt with the wait?
It was something. Yeah, no, they did. It was something.
They merged it with another belt, didn't? Was it the NXT the NXT belt? The what's the
they had a NXT UK. They had a UK Cruiserweight belt.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think they unified the belts. Yeah, I think
because wasn't the match Tyler Bate versus JD?
Might have been, yeah. I think so.
Because that was at Worlds Collide, I think.
And now that belt's fucking gone. Like, they don't even have that shit.
Garza?
I don't remember, bro. I would have to look it up, because I don't even I don't even know. That belt they did that, and then like you never see the belt again, which I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But
wasn't it no, it was Santos Escobar. Santos Escobar had one of the belts, because he won. I think he's the one that unified them, didn't he? Wasn't it Santos Escobar?
I thought he won the tournament they did in the future for it.
I could have sworn he had one of those belts. He had a Cruiserweight belt at some point, and he was. Let me look. I'm
trying to look it up, because here's a Wikipedia history of it, as reliable as that is. So the final champion was Carmelo Hayes.
Okay.
Jordan Devlin had the longest reign.
Speaking of Jordan Devlin, what did I say? I wanted him drafted to Raw. He got drafted to Raw. What happened last night? He had a promo backstage, and he walked away, and who was looking off at him from the fucking distance? Finn fucking Balor.
Yeah,
it's happening.
They did it. But I guess moving in now to our AEW. So I'm going to read the two big things and then ask the discussion topic. Yeah, I feel that's kind of. So I'm going to go on a little bit of a reading rant here, everyone. But rumors had suggested AEW's TV deal will be worth $1 billion. $1 billion, kind of hard to say. Estimates don't appear to have been high enough. According to Wade Keller of PW Torch, AEW's new deal with Warner Brothers Discovery is expected to be worth approximately $240 million per year over 5 years, bringing the total sum to $1.2 billion. On average, the deal will bring in $4.6 million per week for All Elite Wrestling.
Damn.
And then along with Collision, Keller noted the expectation is a content agreement between AEW and the Max streaming service will be announced. Speculation has been suggested that AEW All In could air on Max in the United States to avoid the promotion running 2 pay-per-views in 7 days, which Lou and I have spoke about, like, yo, we're not going to spend that 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
So a discussion topic we're going to hop into, and we would love your guys' opinion, is with there being rumors of new AEW programming, streaming, and all this, what are your thoughts on more AEW? So, Lou, I'm going to let you go first here.
Well, so I've been thinking about this all week long, and like I was trying to think like pros and cons, like what are the pros and cons of this situation. Let's say all these rumors are true. Let's say Warner Bros. Discovery have decided to give Tony Khan $1.2 billion.
That's nuts.
You know, they're giving them a new TV show, and they're putting the AEW content on a page on the Max app. So you're going to be able to go to the Max app now, hit the AEW page, and you're just going to have content there. You'll be able to watch All In there with your subscription. Possible pay-per-views are going to be on that app, you know. I love that, again, because I want to be able to go back into AEW does not have a long library, but I want to be able to go back and rewatch Kenny Omega and Daniel Bryan's first match. And I want to go back and watch, you know, Hangman and CM Punk's promo from that random Dynamite a year and a half ago.
I want to watch the first Double or Nothing.
I would like to watch the first episode of AEW Dynamite, because it's like,
yeah,
the way that shit started is so different from what it is right now. Like, you had like Kip Sabian and Joey Janela and Marco Stunt and all these people on the show, and it was like all these fresh faces, and now it's just like you're seeing the same kind of people over and over.
Yeah, the first match was Cody Rhodes versus Sammy Guevara, when Sammy used to come out with like the panda thing or whatever on his head.
And it's like, I want to be able to go back and access all that stuff and watch it. I'd like to be able to fucking rewatch Forbidden Door 1. That's like one of the greatest pay-per-views ever. I like want to watch that shit. So that's a pro. That's a super pro.
When is Forbidden Door 2 again? Sorry. The end of June?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's the next, it's the pay-per-view after
Double or Nothing.
Double or Nothing. Which, by the
Double
way,
or Nothing's next week.
By the way, I requested off Monday, and I'm gonna attempt to go to the theater. I'm gonna buy the tickets on Thursday, and I'm gonna go to the theater.
I thought it was on Saturday this year. It's on Sunday.
Nah, it's fucking Sundays, bro. That's why I haven't been going to the theater, because with my new job, I work at 5 a.m. on Monday. I get out of this fucking pay-per-view at midnight.
So we're gonna have a weekend of the Wrestles episode coming up.
Yeah,
Night of Champions, and then Double or Nothing. Yeah.
So my thing is, so I was listening to a snippet of an interview with Eric Bischoff. I know
he hates
Eric
AEW.
Bischoff is a hater. I understand that, but
I think he hates it probably more than Triple H hates it.
Yeah,
I don't even think Triple H hates
it. He just has some asinine shit. Like, he's saying that AEW's success right now is because WWE is so big. Like, shut the fuck up, bro. What are you talking about?
I think he's mad because he couldn't get Impact to that level.
Well, here's the thing. He said some dumb shit, but he said something that I've been thinking about for a couple of days. And what he was saying was that he regrets doing the Thursday WCW Thunder show, which was the secondary show, WCW started doing or whatever. Because he said, because it spread out the roster, more guys started getting hurt. And your storylines are getting spread thin because blah 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 blah, and it just ended up. He felt like it ended up being the downfall of WCW. Well, that was the start of it. And I worry about this Collision show. I worry about it because it's on Saturday. It's a Saturday show that you're trying to make. You keep saying, and again, these are all rumors because we don't even know if this is a fucking real thing or not. We won't know until Wednesday. Yeah. But let's say they're going to announce a new show called Collision that's going to air Saturdays, because that's what we've been hearing. I worry about that.
They did a draft on it.
Yeah, I mean, I worry about that show in that time slot on that day because that's gonna get atrocious ratings. Nobody's tuning in. Oh, Saturday, I gotta be home at 8 o'clock to watch Collision. Nobody's doing it. Like Saturday is you go out and you do shit. You know what I mean? So that's the biggest con for me. It's like fuck, man. That Saturday 8 o'clock. You keep saying you want it to be as big as Dynamite. It's not gonna be. It's just not.
Nah, and
Like
it's look at Rampage, man. Rampage this past week, I think, has been going on Saturdays. I don't know what time because of the
that's
playoffs and all
another
that.
thing, man. These fucking
Dude,
people
Rampage did like 200,000, 270,000 with under 100,000 in the key demo. And it's like, in the beginning, the ratings are going to be great because it's a new show. Everyone's going to watch it. People like us are like, all right, I'll stay home this Saturday night and watch it because it's new.
Yeah.
What do you give it? A month, maybe 2? Because wasn't the first Rampage show over 1 million?
Yeah, there was a CM Punk return.
Yeah.
The return of CM Punk, bro. Of course.
So I wouldn't be surprised if the first one did over 1 million, to be honest.
Yeah.
But after that, it's like,
I don't know, man. Unless they say, where's that shit at? Is it in Chicago?
Yeah, probably.
It's probably gonna be in Chicago.
Yeah.
They might. It might do 1 million. People might stop what they're doing and tune in for that just because of the possibility of CM Punk being there, especially the Chicago people. But bro, I worry about that shit, man. Because it might start off hot, and even Rampage, like, bro, these people, they really need to stop with this. Like, you'll be watching Dynamite, and in the like an hour into Dynamite, fucking Excalibur's like, oh, tune in a special time for Rampage this week, Saturday at 3 p.m. And it's like, bro, can you guys can you announce this earlier? Like, how the fuck are you announcing this shit like 2 days before the show? Like, no, you have to keep that fucking shit. If you want people consistently watching it, you got to keep it at the same time slot, bro. Like, I know there's preamps and all that, especially with NBA, but dude.
Yeah, and it's what's going to kill them. They're going to start feeling the football effect with Saturday because during football season, especially the end of the NFL season, they sometimes have Saturday games. But college football is fucking huge.
Forget about March. Oh, be at that March. Forget about March. That March Madness hits.
So you get from September. Because we all know WWE plays effectively, and that's Monday Night Football. So imagine Saturday when there's games on all day and night. So it's not like it's just that one game everyone's tuning into. It's all these people's and their teams. So you got to think from September till the beginning of January is college football. And then March Madness, obviously. I think everyone suffers from that. You know what I mean? So it's like... And then, what channel is it going to be on?
I don't know.
TNT, right?
I think it's TNT. Because even Tony Khan with his weird way of announcing shit, he was like, I remember you text me and you asked me, like, did he say TNT? Because it's like, tune in to TNT to find out about on Wednesday to find out about the announcement. And we're like, wait, what? What the fuck is going on now? I got to tune. What's going on?
You just got to hope it's not TBS. The reason I say that is because TBS is home of playoff baseball.
They have more viewers. Not that they have more viewers. That's the wrong phrasing. They're in more markets than TNT is. Even though I feel like if you have TBS, you have TNT. Like, those are two like basic cable.
I think they're the same.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know why TBS, like, it was a big deal when they went to TBS because apparently TBS is in more places than TNT is. So, but like, dude, honestly, and I hate that I'm going to say this, but I really feel like they would be better off just making Dynamite 3 hours, bro, and not having this show. Like, make Dynamite 3 hours and not have that second show because it's enough having Rampage on another day and you can have matches on there and keep it like the way it is. maybe up the star power a little bit. But bro, you have more than enough people to fill up 3 hours of time slot and storyline with the roster you have, bro. You have more than enough to fill up 3 hours. Now, whether people want to sit there and watch the 3 hours of Dynamite, I don't know if they want to do that. I know a lot of content creators would probably be really fucking upset if they did that, but I think that would be the better solution instead of making another show.
Yeah, I could see that. It's just I'm not one of them that buys into the reason they're doing a new show is because of this stupid Punk Elite thing. I don't buy that whatsoever. But it's just, look, I want it to do well because I want wrestling to do well. But we see when something big's on Friday nights how SmackDown and Rampage get affected.
Yeah. Yep.
And you know what I mean? And a lot of people go out on Saturdays. 6 o'clock, that's prime family dinner time.
Yeah, you go have dinner, you go take your girl somewhere nice and shit, you come back and get ready to go somewhere else. That's how young people do.
Even like kids who watch AEW, like, yo, hey, it's family dinner. You're not watching TV right now. You know what I mean? Sit at the fuck table and eat your veggies.
Right, for real.
But I'm 100%, no pun intended, but all in on the whole streaming deal. Let's get it on HBO. Oh, yeah. Way easier. Like, we were complimenting the WWE network. We were complimenting Peacock. Like, let's go that route. It's just the only thing. Tell me if you think this is a potential negative, because this just came to my head. So AEW is doing a lot quick, and I think it's just because of the Wrestling Foundation and where it's gone between stadium shows, bigger shows, pay-per-views, all this. But if you do a streaming deal, which they're going to do, and a second show, what else can they add to the product? Do you get what I'm saying? Is that like a negative? Like, dude, Raw was on for what? Like 7-8 years before SmackDown became a thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, what else can AEW do at that point? Because they have Ring of Honor, right, which we love. Ring of Honor's good, but they're getting rid of Dark and Dark Elevation. It seems like.
No, it's good. Those are gone. They're gone.
Yeah. Do you think Rampage goes away?
I think they said something about Rampage. I think they're recording Rampage. Like when you go to a live show, it's just gonna be, fuck man, I should have saved that because it was pertinent to our conversation. But they were tweaking something about Tony Khan twerking. I imagine that one.
Yeah.
They were tweaking something about Rampage as far as when they record it, and I think it had to do with, like, if you go to Dynamite, it's now just going to be Dynamite Rampage. That's it. No, Ring of Honor, no other than any of that other shit. So it's tough to say, man. I don't know what else they could possibly. And then the thing too with Collision too, like, it's now you're gonna have people trying to, like, how are those live shows gonna work? You're gonna have people on Saturday night going to an AEW show. They're like, I don't know, man.
That's not a pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know, bro. That shit's a little. I'm a little concerned about that shit because if I had to go to an AEW show, it's like during the week, it's cool. Maybe it's better that it's on the weekend. I don't know, because that way people don't have to work the next day. They could just go to a Saturday AEW show and it's better. Maybe that'll help attendance. I don't know. But for me, I'm not used to going to a weekend televised wrestling show. I've never done it. It's never happened before. So, you know what I mean? I've always gone to Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown or, whatever it is, Wednesday Night Dynamite. So,
yeah, like the only Saturday, I think I've only done one Saturday show, and it was SummerSlam. But it's just, what it is with weekly. The difference is like we're saying, when it's weekly TV, right? Is unless I have zero plans of going out, I'm going to watch. But, like, if I want to do the tiniest, like, I'm not going to go to dinner at 4:30 so I can be home for Collision at 6.
Yeah,
And
Like
that little
exactly, like
things like that is what's
I'm not running home to be like, yo, Collision's coming on at 8:00. Like that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, like, but the thing is, even if it's like a massive episode, right? Like, I can't. If I told my girl, "Hey, yeah, we're not going out Saturday night to do anything because CM Punk's having a match
No.
with Kenny Omega," she's gonna be like, "You can watch it tomorrow," and not even to be an asshole, but I would
You
look
be
like
like,
the
you could
asshole
watch
saying
that shit by yourself because I'm leaving you.
Yeah, but you would look like the asshole. I would look like the asshole
Of
even
course.
presenting that idea. You know what I mean?
It's better. Look at fucking Monday Night Raw, Tuesday NXT, Wednesday Dynamite. What am I missing on Wednesday? Is there something else on Wednesday? The Wednesday's Dynamite. Thursday Impact, GCW, Ring of Honor.
Ring of
Friday SmackDown, Rampage. Now Saturday Collision. Come on, bro.
And then
how you gonna tell your girl now Saturday I gotta deal with this shit too?
Yeah,
fuck you. Ain't no way, bro.
Well, think about it like this, because I think what kills AEW in a way too. I wonder if they're gonna do it with Collision actually. So I have like YouTube TV and stuff like that. So it doesn't come on. It'll come on at 6. But technically it's gonna be on at 3 in the afternoon for me.
Oh, West Coast, yeah, bro. I'm telling you, man.
West Coast time. Like if you want to watch
bro.
it live, that is. Like on TBS or the TNT app, I can watch live, but it's gonna have to be at 3 in the afternoon. There's no way in hell from 3 in the afternoon to 5 in the afternoon.
I'm telling you, bro.
I'm curious to see how it goes. I want it to do well, and we know in the beginning it's
gonna do
great.
Yeah, I want it to be great. I want it to be successful because I want this company to stick around.
It's just no way.
I don't know.
Unless they maintain the same Dynamite viewership, I should say, as Dynamite. And I hate how we keep talking ratings, but it's just that's what this is.
Yeah.
It's just you can't, even with Punk on it, if the ratings aren't pretty much the same as Dynamite, there's no way you can't tell me there's an A and a B show.
Yeah, it's not.
Because look at Raw and SmackDown. SmackDown does like 2.3, I think, average, and Raw does like 1.8.
Yeah.
SmackDown's the A show, and that's 500, 500,000 people. And everyone knows it's the A and the B show.
Yep.
And it's fine. That's whatever. But there's no way you can spin this if ratings aren't the same.
I just feel like you said it earlier. It's almost like they're trying to do too much at one time. Like maybe get this streaming shit set up, whatever it's gonna be, and then figure out what's going on with this new show later. I don't know, man. Because this one man cannot continue to run all these things by himself. This is not normal. Like Tony Khan is not fucking.
He's gonna legitimately get burnt out.
Yeah, he's not Rain Man, bro. You're gonna need to hire a lot more than Will Washington. All due respect to Will Washington, I'm glad he's aboard because that's gonna help with continuity and all that other shit. But you're gonna need a lot more than that, bro. You're gonna need a team. Well, and if you're getting 4.6 million per week, hire some fucking writers.
Yeah, because you got to think about it too. It's like this isn't the 90s where you can have small teams with Vince McMahon, Pat Patterson, and Michael Hayes and Gerald Briscoe sitting at the pool writing one show a week.
Right.
Now you're writing 2 shows every week. Now look, you see it in the behind the scenes with WWE. They have like fucking like 30 goddamn people on these teams.
Yep.
And I remember, I don't know if it's like that still, but I remember during like the actual Raw and SmackDown split, like in the early 2000s, and when they did it again really in like 2016, each show had a team. There's no way Tony Khan and his 5 or 6 people can or even should be writing 4 technically because of Ring of Honor. They shouldn't be writing 4 shows a week. At
least for Ring of Honor, like there's not like a lot of writing to be done on that show. It's like match, promo, match. Like,
you're just setting up to the next big match kind of thing.
Yeah, for real. Like Dynamite, you got storyline and shit built up from God knows when, and now if Punk comes back, you got the Elite CM Punk shit, and it's gonna be I can't fault the guy because he's gotten this far, you know, and if he's getting
it's
this
awesome.
deal,
And it's awesome.
yeah, and if he's getting this deal, then man, you know, he's doing something right. But dude, it's a lot, bro. And I just I'll keep it a buck, man. I'm not gonna be watching Collision. I'll be there for the first episode, maybe the first 2 or 3 episodes, you know. But I'm not gonna be every Saturday stuck here at 8 o'clock to watch a fucking wrestling show. My friends make fun of me as it is, talking about when I tell them I'm going to a show or whatever. They're like, "Oh, what the fuck are you doing? Come on, man, come hang out. What are you going to see that dumb shit?" I'm like, no, this is my shit. But
yeah,
not on Saturday, bro.
And it's already, because here's my thing. The way WWE program's been going, their shows are on Saturdays once a month. I'm not giving up 2 Saturdays a month.
Nah.
And that's why I'm saying there's a difference between weekly TV and a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Because if, say, AEW had a pay-per-view this Saturday and WWE next Saturday, I would stay home for both because it's a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It's not CM Punk and we'll be right back in picture.
Yeah, and thank God WWE's decided to space out some of their shit because they were running pay-per-views every month.
Yeah.
A fucking few years ago. That was rough in itself because it's just kind of like, okay, yeah, what's this? Oh, next month we have this. So it's like, it was like fucking one Saturday every month you had to, like, you know, fucking stay home for that shit. So at least now they've spaced theirs out too. That's another thing with this deal. Supposedly, if they're going to be running, like if they're running all in on this streaming service, there's a possibility that they may do more pay-per-views now because they'll be able to be on the streaming service. So on one hand, it's like, oh, cool, more AEW pay-per-views. But on the other hand, it's like I
Vince,
don't know, man.
Vince said it himself. When you have your own streaming, you can do what. Pretty much, he said you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, that's one thing I am curious about when they do a pay-per-view and shit like that. Are they just gonna go buck wild with the F-bombs and just basically doing whatever they can possibly do because there's no restriction? They're on a streaming service. They can do whatever they want. They're not held to anything. To me, interesting.
God, I hope they don't go. Well, here's the thing. You can't get mad at them if they do more because we sit here and watch a WWE one every month. But the way they do their storylines, it works perfect for the 4 or 5 shows they do a year, though. That's the thing. Because that's the thing. You're going to rush a bunch of storylines, or you're going to go down the whole WWE does, and where it used to be worse, but you're going to have MJF and Sammy Guevara on 3 straight pay-per-views.
Yeah, that's too much.
You know, finally, WWE got away from that. But remember, for a while, it was like pay-per-views were literally just rematches from the pay-per-view before.
WWE
now
WrestleMania Backlash.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, we say it all the time, but it's like, and they're finally getting.
What was that one year where it was literally Backlash was literally like 4 fucking WrestleMania rematches? Like it was literally 4 fucking straight matches that were rematched from it was like 2 years ago.
No, it was last year. They had Cody and Seth, Bobby and Omos.
That's crazy, bro.
Charlotte and Ronda. So there's 3 right there. And then there was probably one more.
That's literally the one they called WWE WrestleMania Backlash. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only good thing I could think of with the AEW shows is like, let's say they add 2 more pay-per-views to the year. Then, okay, then they'll be able to like shrink the size of their pay-per-views now. Because, dude, they are a little long. Yeah. Some of those pay-per-views are a little long, bro. I get there at 7 and I'm there till fucking midnight. Like I enjoy them, don't get me wrong, but you're not gonna add 2 more shows and make them fucking 9 hours, bro. You gotta shorten them a little bit. So
yeah, and I think 6 pay-per-views a year, in my opinion, is perfect. 1 every other month, or however you need to space it. You know what I mean? But because you got to think, like, say you have 1 in January, and then you have 1 in March. You do it in the middle of January. Even if you did it at the beginning of March, you got 6-7 weeks to build to a show. Because it's nuts. But that's where I kind of would worry is, like, Double or Nothing's next week, and there hasn't been a crazy amount of matches announced yet.
Yeah.
and you got 2 Dynamites. Now, granted, the shit, like you say, I have never sat down at an AEW pay-per-view and been like, there's been some I've been skeptical, like, not
And
much has been
banger.
really said. And then it's
Banger.
great. Yeah, and then it's great. So I have no doubt it's going to be a great pay-per-view. But, yeah, I don't know. I definitely, one thing I'll say, and I'm very known for saying this, is I'm always going to see it out and give it a shot. And especially because Tony really hasn't done much wrong.
Yeah.
I think it's more of us worried as like a friend. Like, hey, Tony, we're worried for you.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I'm that's where my concern comes from, man. I just want this thing to stick around like forever. Like I want to in 20 years still see AEW there doing shows and you know what I mean, doing their thing. Like I want that shit to last a long time. I don't want it to be like, man, remember that AEW, man? That was the shit. Like I don't
Or
want it to
even
be
like
like another WCW.
And I don't want to be that guy either to take a shot at Impact, but I don't want it to get lower. Like Impact's still a thing, but I don't want it to get to that either.
Yeah, I give Impact their props though. They
do good with what they got.
Man, there was a time when they were stuck on that Anthem TV and you just couldn't fucking, bro. There was no way for you to watch that shit. Like you had to go literally to illegal sites and watch their shows, and the shows were bad, bro. Now
They
you know
just
at
need-
least they have the YouTube channel where you can watch their weekly show on there for like $2, and you can watch their pay-per-views like 30 days after they post. So you know
They just need to stop Tommy Dreamer and Bully Ray.
yeah, but no more of. Can y'all like not do that? Like, just,
Yeah.
I don't. Nobody wants to see that, bro.
I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see where everything goes.
Yeah, I mean, you know, again, this Wednesday. So you guys, you wrestling fans, pay attention this Wednesday. I don't know when they're gonna do it. I don't know what time it's gonna be. I'm assuming it's gonna be sometime in the afternoon, maybe like 3-ish. I don't know. Because Tony says he's got announcements on Dynamite. So obviously these announcements are gonna come out before then. So it's gonna be some big news popping. And it's not just, you know, wrestling related. It's WB Warner Brothers. So they're gonna show a bunch of DC shit for, you know, you people who enjoy DC Comics movies and all that shit. There's gonna be a lot of stuff going on. So Wednesday's gonna be a big day for wrestling. So we will see. So
I think that does it.
Guys, that brings us to the end of our speculation podcast. We have enjoyed very much talking about wrestling as we always do. We appreciate you guys for tuning in and streaming our show. What are your thoughts actually on AEW Collision? What are your thoughts about a AEW streaming service? What are your thoughts on more pay-per-views? Let us know, man. Let us know in the comments. Hit us up on Twitter. Hit us up on Instagram. Wrestling is Trash. Just search it. You already know the deal. Let us know how you feel. Because we feel a way. We want Tony to be successful. We want wrestling to be uplifted. So you guys let us know what you think. And that wraps up episode 145 of Wrestling is Trash. Yes. Again, Trash Boy numero dos right here. Trash Boy numero uno right there. And you guys enjoy wrestling. If Nick, you would like to add anything to the finale of this,
just
feel
as
free,
always,
my friend.
As always, thank you guys for the views and subscribers on YouTube. It seems like every episode we're getting a couple new ones, so that's awesome. Thank you guys for coming back. But most importantly, Trey Julius Randall. But follow us on YouTube at Wrestling is Trash. So subscribe, like, share, comment, everything. Push the button.
I'm doing this because this is gonna be the next GIF, the next Wrestling is Trash GIF. So I'm just gonna make a mean face while you take us out.
Yep. So all I gotta say is please follow us on there. Keep the views up. Share with your wrestling friends. Share with everyone. And we bid you a farewell. Enjoy the Wrestles.
Enjoy Wrestles, my friends.
Peace.